when they're fitted into the other half of the casing, it'll operate properly. Okay. Now this, I think, has to be adjusted, perhaps down to about that level there, so they work in unit. There we are. Okay. So you can see it's no use pushing just one switch, it won't work. Or the other switch, it won't work, it'll just roll up it. Okay. Pull them both together and the on-off switch here works. It's a safety feature, so you can't have your hand operating this and your fingers in the blades up here. You know, so it's a safety feature, so make sure you reassemble that properly. So that's how we see that works, and there's the one part of it here, which goes into that. Okay, so there's one part of the on-off switch operating lever, and here's the other part here. I don't know if we can get this out easily or not. Let's have a look. There's a spring under here. Is it coming out? It'll come out if I say so. There we are, and there's the other part of it there. Okay, so we've got the fuse to check, the mains lead to test for any shorts, especially around this part here, which gets the most movement. That's where they go weak, and they very often short out there. And then it's only a short length you'd have to replace in this. In fact, you could hard wire. You could put this straight into here. Forget this extension thing. Then we've got the barrier strip. We're going to check the lead with the meter there for sure. We've got an interference suppressor which goes across the mains to suppress any spikes in the when this is operating, so it doesn't go back down the mains and make your television buzz. And then we've got this lever here, which connects our two on-off levers, which work in unison with each other. I won't say parallel because that could cause the electrical thoughts confusion. So our levers which work in unison with each other to operate this rod, to operate this on-off switch here. Now the next thing we have to check is the on-off switch itself for short circuiting. You can check that from here and here. I would disconnect your supply leads to the motor. There are two leads, and in this instance, on this particular motor, one of the power leads goes to a brush here. This is the supply here, and the other one goes to the field coils. So if you disconnect those two there, then check with your meter leads, one on each spade, called spade connectors, on the leads, not on the brush and the windings, on there and there with them loose, okay, because you've disconnected them. Check your meter again to see if you've got a short. If you've got a short now, then it's your switch at fault. It's got a short in the switch, although I don't know if it's a double pole. I don't think it's a double pole single throw. I think it may only be it might be a two pole switch. Anyway, just check it like that. If you've still got no joy in finding it, then the only thing that's left after that, really, I suppose, is it's a fault in the motor, and you won't be able to replace the armature or the stator, the field winding. This will come in one bundle. You know, years ago you could get these separate and you just replace the field winding, but not now. And then the other thing which could happen, I suppose, is if your gears are jammed, you know, if you've got lots of crud in there and it's all bunged up and jammed, then it'll cause it to overheat. It'll draw too much current, it'll blow the fuse. You could even burn your motor out. So if that's got a habit of jamming, that could be what's causing your fuse to go. And when it comes to repairs on these things, that's about it really. This switch here, which is it's very well made actually. This is. I've took some of these apart and they've been a pile of crap, but this Bosch one is nice. I like it and it looks good. And the blades, well, I think as far as taking these blades out, I would imagine. Yeah, watch your fingers. I nearly got mine then. Yeah, I'm not going to take the blades out, it's too mucky. But I would imagine you'll have to take out these screws here, these bolts here holding the blade in, and then this will slip away from, no it won't because it's in that metal there. You may have to lift the motor up, slip that off the shaft, and then you can probably disconnect these blades then. You may, I think these cogs separate there, that bearing's, yeah, that bearing's wanting to slide off there. So yes, that's how that comes off. Yeah, all you do is, looks to me like, let's have a look. Do make sure these are not plugged in. Very dangerous if it was. Now let's see. Let's lever these blades out and see what happens. Now then, there we are. That's come out there. Now I think that bottom cog will drop off once we get shut of this bearing here. We'll take this off. So there's a bearing, then we've got a washer. Oh yeah, it's a circlip. Yes, there's a circlip there. So all you'll have to do is put your screwdriver in there, prise that circlip off, watch it doesn't go flying all over the place. This drive ring here will then, and this is the final drive, isn't it here? That'll come off and your blade will slip off then. So let's see if I can do this without losing the circlip. I've got a habit of losing circlips because they string all over the place. Let's see. Okay. Got that. Yep, that's the circlip off. There's the circlip, okay. Put that there. Now this, I reckon this cog will come off now, the bottom final drive. Yes, there it is, that's come off there. And this is where you can clean this grease off and put some fresh grease on. Now, you can take the blades off. And there we are. And there is a cam in there as well, look at that cam. That goes inside there and makes the whole thing jig around. And that's that. Well, that's quite educational, isn't it? We'll put that back on because there's nothing wrong with the blades. We'll put that little cam back in there. That's that. That goes back on like that. And now I've got all mucky and I haven't got a rag. And that goes on there, like so. And now with a bit of jiggling around, it should all snap together nicely, which it has done. That's lucky. That can't be right. That my luck's not that good. But there we are. It's quite fascinating, isn't it? I don't know if that's in right or not. Look at this thing. Anyway, I'm going to mess about with this now, and it'll probably take me all afternoon to get it correct, but I'll get a bit of rag first and clean my fingers up. So there we are. You've seen how we can, everything from change a fuse to change the blades, how they come out, the leads in, the interference suppressor, your on-off switch, how your on-off handles work in unison to operate the on-off switch,